Oh, goodness. If there was a microphone in the studio, these are the words that it would capture. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Like, is that me? Like, people are like, this is not real life. Like, no way. What? Who is she? Oh my gosh, again? I want them all. I love them. Oh my gosh. Like, that's what it would sound like.
That's great. Welcome to the Get Your Marriage On podcast. I'm your host, Dan Purcell, a sex and intimacy coach for married couples. My mission is to help you build and maintain a sexually vibrant and emotionally intimate marriage. Join me each week as we explore principles and practical tools based on Christian values to create the passionate, joyful, and thriving marriage you're designed to have. Acceptance is vitamin A for any intimate relationship, and here's why. You can't really let someone else in to you and matter to you if you don't learn how to accept yourself first. You can't love someone more or accept their love to a higher level than you're willing to receive it yourself. For example, I hear stories of husbands saying to their wife, "You are so beautiful," until they're blue in the face, and the wife won't receive that or can accept that until she herself has some sort of a belief that she herself is beautiful also. So learning how to accept ourselves, our body, our spirit, our mind, our gifts is so essential to building a healthy, long-term, intimate relationship. And this is why I'm so excited about this topic today. We're going to talk about boudoir photography with my friend Lindsey who's such an amazing woman, and I'm so excited you'll get to meet her. In our conversation, we're going to talk about how boudoir photography is one method that a lot of women can use to learn how to gain more self-confidence, self-acceptance, and really change and shift things in a very real way in their sexual relationship. Now, stay to the end because you're going to really like her black belt sex tips, and we have a very special announcement at the end of this podcast episode too. And speaking of announcements, I have two for you today. The first is we are opening up our next cohort for our men's and women's small group coaching program. This is going to start in the tail end of January, and you meet for 14 weeks, and it's limited to just 6 to 10 men and 6 to 10 women. And in these cohorts, we do a deep dive into intimacy in your relationship. You follow along with the Get Your Marriage On course. You're led by an expert coach, and these are fantastic, fantastic opportunities for you to really learn about your role in your marriage and how you can build greater intimacy, even if your spouse isn't on board at first. These are the men's only and women's groups. You'll find all those details at the getyourmarriageon.com website and click events. The second is Valentine's Day weekend. We are putting on another virtual getaway. It's like a virtual retreat where you and your spouse get a hotel room or send the kids to grandma's, and you get to join me Friday night, Saturday morning, and Saturday night, and we do a deep dive on sexual intimacy in your relationship. And I have a curriculum that you can follow. I give you step-by-step instructions and some sexy homework to try. It's a fantastic way for you to build a deeper, intimate connection. Whether you're a newlywed or been married over 50 years, I promise you'll learn something new from this experience. Those details are also on our website, getyourmarriageon.com, and then click events. Lindsey, what an honor it is to have you on the podcast today. How are you?
I'm so good. I'm so grateful to be here.
Good. You have just a wonderful energy about you, and the more I get to know you, we tend to click really well. And our guests are in for a real treat to hear what we're about to talk about today. But they don't know you. So I want you to share your story. How did a conservative person like yourself fall in love with boudoir photography?
Oh my gosh, I love this question because honestly, Dan, like if you had told me 20 years ago, "Hey, Lindsey, you're going to become a boudoir photographer," I would have been like, "What? Ew, what?" Honestly, never would have expected this. And it came to me in such a special way. So like you said, I grew up in a conservative home, like Southern Baptist, but been a believer since I was really young. And I've been a photographer for 15 years. And I actually used to specialize in weddings. My husband and I shot weddings together. And about 7-8 years ago, one of the brides asked me like, "Hey, would you shoot a boudoir session for me? I want to gift it to my husband for the wedding day." And I was like, "Sure, let's do it." You know, I went along with it. I had never done anything like that before. And it first sparked my interest when I saw how much it helped her confidence. She came in so nervous. And by the end, she was like, get it, girl. Like, feeling so amazing and just so good in her skin. And I was like, wow, that's fun. And I started, I was like, I could do that again. That was fun. And I would, offer it to my other brides. And I've always felt like I'm someone who could make people feel comfortable in front of the camera, but this was like on another level.
Yeah, totally.
There's so much vulnerability there, So I was just shooting it for my brides and loving it. And I'm like, wow, like seeing over and over again how it's boosting their confidence, how they're feeling so amazing. And internally what's going on for me is I'm starting to feel like a little bit of jealousy. Like, man, like I wish I was like confident enough to do something like this. And I was still battling a lot of insecurities and a lot of body image issues. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna do a session so I can, see what it's like to be on the other side. I was so nervous. I was like literally terrified. And I did my own session and I was like speechless, Dan. Like I had never seen myself in that way before. And I thought so many things about me and my body were wrong and bad. And for the first time I was like, wow, I'm so like mean to myself, And it was just like I finally saw something that I hadn't seen before. And I didn't lose 10 pounds to do it. I didn't change all these things about myself. I just showed up and was like, this is me, And it was so powerful. And once I experienced that for myself, I was like, this is something that women need. Like women need this experience.
Yeah.
And having that transformation for myself is what started that for me. And honestly, Boudoir just kind of set me off on that first experience, like this journey of just kind of unraveling some sexual shame and some purity culture struggles, a lot of stuff from my upbringing that I didn't realize was like holding me back from just like really showing up in my marriage. And so I give a lot of credit to that session because it launched me like I said, this journey that has been really powerful for me.
And how long ago was that time you did your own session?
That was in, I'm pretty sure it was 2014.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. So
Yeah.
you're like
Yeah.
10 plus years into this new
Yeah.
journey for yourself.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
cool. And it's what
Yes.
you do full time now. That's all you
Yes.
do. Right.
This is all I do. Long story short, phased out of weddings, and Boudoir is what I specialize in. It's all that I do. It's my world. Yeah.
So it's a lot easier to be on the one side of the camera than the other.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
What kind of mental hurdles did you have to overcome to kind of really embrace that? Okay, I'm signing up for this. I'm going to do this shoot for myself. Like what gymnastics did you have to go through for that?
I pushed myself a little bit because I was like, okay, I need to understand like really what it's like to be on the other side. If I want to shoot more Boudoir, I need to know what it feels like to be vulnerable on the other side of the camera. And that's true about any kind of photography, but especially Boudoir.
Yeah.
And I've done several sessions, throughout the years, and that helps me maintain that and, just remember what that feels like. So that was part of it, was like challenging myself a little bit, but also just like, hey, doing something out of your comfort zone is so good for you. Like there's always something good that comes out of just pushing yourself a little bit,
Yeah, that's true for all aspects in life. But yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Gotcha. That was the main thing. I'm going to push myself here because
I'm going to push myself.
Right. Because I think there's goodness on the other side.
Mm-hmm,
And the only way to find out is to go through it. So
Exactly.
So you went through it yourself. Any like stories, maybe some clients that have been especially special to you? Keep it anonymous, protect their anonymity. But what have you witnessed in people with what that experience has done for them?
Yeah. I'm honestly like always so touched how people allow me to play a small part of their story. And the role that Boudoir has meant to different people is always so cool to me because I always ask them, what inspired you? Why do you want to do a session? And the answers that I get are always so different. But I feel like there's so many things that they share in common when afterwards I'm asking them like, what was this like? What was this experience like for you? And I think the number one thing that I've noticed is that women get to see what their spouse sees in them.
Yeah.
And That was honestly for me too. Like I thought for years, like my husband's just complimenting me because it's the right thing to do, or he's saying like, you look so good because that's what he's supposed to say.
Uh-huh.
And like, I'm happy that he's saying that. I'm glad that he believes that, but I can only piggyback on that compliment for so long.
Mm-hmm.
And I can only receive the kind of love that I think that I deserve, So if I don't look at myself with gentle eyes, how can I truly receive that love from him,
Right. Right.
And so one of my favorite client stories is a girl was in the studio. She had just seen her photos because you get to see them the same day. And her husband knew that she was there. He calls her. She's like, oh my gosh, I got to answer this. And she's so excited.
Uh-huh.
She answers it. And he's like, how was it, babe? And she just goes, I am so hot. And I hear him laughing on the other side of the phone. And he goes, babe, I tell you that all the time. And she goes, no, now I like really feel that. Like I feel good. I feel sexy. Like it's not just you telling me that. And I was like, that's it. Like, that's it. I love that.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good. Any others?
Yeah. I've had people, let's see, all ages and stages. I've got people in their 20s all the way up to their 70s that have done.
Wow.
Yeah. Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
I've had people do a session before cancer surgery, not before cancer, but before having a mastectomy, saying like, hey, I want to honor this body. I know it's about to change. I want to remember it, not in a way that's like over memorializing it, but like, hey, my body's obviously about to change. Women doing sessions, after having kids and finally seeing like, hey, those stretch marks don't make me broken. They're actually beautiful. And I think that's one of my favorite things is like the things that our society and our culture tells us are wrong, whether it's cellulite, stretch marks, like anything, It's like we're so trained to think that those are bad things about us. And when you show up to something like this and you're truly ready to just embrace yourself, it's so powerful to get to see those things through a different lens. And that's something that women tell me also, like, oh my gosh, I thought all I was going to see is all these flaws or whatnot. And they're just like, wow, my body actually is really beautiful,
I like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
As you're saying that, a little idea comes to my mind. I live in a desert. We have red rocks, cactuses, not a lot of green trees, just a lot of brush. And people from out of the area, especially from like the East Coast or somewhere where it's like green, they're like, oh, their jaw drops. Like, it is so beautiful here. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
It's just like, it's, but then I traveled to somewhere where it's like really green and lush. I'm like, holy cow, it's so pretty here. And they look at me like, yeah, but you're from Utah. You have like national parks. You have canyons.
Mountains and stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You have mountains. Like, it's kind of funny. But I think a little bit about that too is, no, these are my stretch marks. These are my, my cellulite or whatever. But in a different light, when you can view things from a different, pun intended, a different lens, right? Like, from a different perspective, you're like, wow, I do see the goodness in this. I do see the value in that. So I love that. There's a lot of beauty in that too.
Oh, absolutely. And I always tell my clients, like, feeling confident or feeling sexy, it's a mindset. It's not your size. And our culture so often ties those two together and tells us these sizes are sexy. These sizes are attractive. And I'm always telling my clients, like, throw that out the window. Like, it is all mental, like,
Right.
and you can decide to choose to feel good in the body that you're in now,
Well, that reminds me of a movie my wife and I watched a little while ago called I Feel Pretty. It's a comedy. It's a woman who doesn't feel pretty. She thinks she's overweight. She's in a dead-end job and everything. She decides New Year's Day, like New Year's resolution, signs up for a gym and has an accident at the gym. She hits her head. And when she comes to, she sees herself in the mirror and she sees herself as like the most beautiful woman alive.
Oh.
And then she hasn't changed, like her body hasn't changed, but she approaches life as if she's the most beautiful woman. And just the confidence she exudes, like she wins like an impromptu beauty pageant. She like does all these things. She gets promotions. She like goes for like a fashion job. It was always her dream job. She lands it. Like all these things happen. And of course it's a movie. It's like the plot is like at the most critical moment, she has another accident. and then she
Uh-huh.
reverts back. I guess I'm giving the movie away, but
Spoiler alert.
right now she had to really discover, now without that
Right.
gift, what am I really
Yeah.
going to do? And there's something magical too. Like at my retreats, I ask men often
Mm-hmm.
in the room, what's the biggest turn on for you, for a man?
Mm-hmm.
And they often rate, it's easy. It's to be with a
Mm-hmm.
turned on woman. Like,
Oh, yeah.
that is by far the most sexy meaning.
Yeah.
So I asked the ladies, all right, what's it for you? Is it to be with a turned on man? And they all laugh so hard, like, no way. Like for a woman to be with a man who's like really like, visibly aroused isn't always a exciting meaning for her.
True.
But what is it for you? And as we dig into it, it's to realize she is the reason why he is turned on. Like knowing that I am the turn on is the turn on for a lot of women.
Absolutely.
So I like even your own story of like that woman with the, her husband called and like, I am so hot, right?
Yes.
Knowing I am the turn on is great. So Boudoir photography can do that. So Lindsey, what's her process like? Someone calls you up, they've booked a session with you. Tell me, like, what are the things that you think about as you try to help your client go through a certain journey?
Yeah, absolutely. Boudoir is such an intimate, like very personal thing. And I take a very personalized approach to how I have created the experience. And it starts with a phone call. I can't imagine just emailing someone and then be like, all right, I'll see you in your underwear. It's going to be great. Like, it's like, this is not an OB appointment. This is supposed to be fun. Yes, it's vulnerable, but it's also fun, you know? So it starts with a phone call. And I want to know why they want to do a boudoir session. I think it's really important to connect with your why. And like I said, people have all different reasons. And I always love supporting them in whatever it is that they're wanting from their session. And then we start we're talking about that. And then we talk through what the whole experience is like. And I definitely call it an experience, not just a photo shoot, because that's very accurate.
Yeah.
It's 4 hours and we talk through it and there's hair and makeup and the photos. And then you get to see the photos the same day. And so I just talk them through what to expect for the whole process. And then once they've booked, they get a questionnaire. And this is like their little piece of homework, but it helps me a lot because this is where I know I get to know them a little bit more because I really want to personalize it to them. Not every client wants the same things. And so this is where I get to see like, what is their comfort level? Have they ever even done this before? Are they like, I never wear lingerie. This is terrifying to me versus someone who's a little more comfortable. I'm going to treat those people, meet them where they're at. So that helps me to get to know them. They can share photos of their outfits. It has some personal questions. It asks, favorite parts of your body. If they're surprising their spouse, they can tell me their spouse's favorite parts of their body, ask about tattoos, anything that they're like concerned about, which is definitely not at all meant to shame anything, but that just helps me know, so I can do my job even better. So that little questionnaire just like really helps me get to know them really well. And then they show up on the day of the session. I greet them. We come inside. And then the whole day is just crafted to make them feel taken care of. I want them to just show up and feel relaxed because that sets us up to have a lot of fun once the camera comes out. It's not like you just show up and it's like, all right, go put your cute outfit on. You know what I mean? Like it's very relaxed. And by the time we actually get the camera out, I notice that people are already more relaxed. And then within the first like 5-10 minutes, I can always tell like when the guard like starts to come down. And I even tell them, I'm like, you're going to feel nervous and it's okay. Like it's a normal reaction to a new experience. Like nothing's wrong with you.
Yeah.
And, everyone, I don't care what kind of photos you're taking, family photos, boudoir, wedding photos, like you're probably going to feel nervous at first. It takes a little time to get comfortable. So of course it makes sense that you're a little nervous in your underwear. It's okay. And, I showed them a couple pictures on the back of the camera and then they're like, oh, dang, that's like on the back of her camera. That's good, And so we just get into it. And it's so fun to just watch that guard come down and watch their excitement build.
That's great.
That's
good. So you said it's about 4 hours long because, of course, there's hair and makeup. There's just a lot of prep involved, comfort.
Yeah.
And then the shoot itself. And then you do the big photo reveal. Is that same, like that moment,
Same day.
or do they come back later for that? How do you usually
Oh,
that with
good
clients?
question. So we take a little break. It's about 40 minutes. During that break, they get a massage. I have
Ooh,
a license. Yeah.
you bring them this is
Yes.
yeah.
I told you.
Uh-huh.
I want them to feel taken care of.
Uh-huh.
So I have a licensed massage therapist that comes on site. She gives them a chair massage. It's super relaxing, but it also doesn't mess up their hair and makeup because I tell people, like, go on a date after this. Like, go
Yeah.
on a girls' night, do something, you know?
Uh-huh.
So while she's giving them a massage, I'm on my computer editing, getting everything ready.
Mhm.
And then I have a projector in the studio. We like dim the lights. It's like a little private movie theater.
Uh-huh.
And then that's where I show them everything.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
great. What are some common reactions?
Oh, goodness. If there was a microphone in the studio, these are the words that it would capture. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Like, is that me? Like, people are like, this is not real life. Like, no way. What? Who is she? Oh my gosh. Again? I want them all. I love them. Oh my gosh. Like, that's what it would sound like.
That's great.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
that's
it's
fun.
just, it's so fun to get to be there to see them reacting also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's so good. Now,
Yeah.
it's also very intimate. You're almost
Yes.
you have it. Some people might even want to be filmed
Yeah.
without anything on too.
Yeah.
How do you ensure privacy of the photos that you take?
Yeah. That is honestly something that I am like so serious about. And I take really seriously because it is a really vulnerable thing. So first of all, anything that you've seen me share, post anywhere is always shared with permission. That is so important to me. I never pressure anyone to sign a model release. Some people are like, I don't care. Some people are like, don't put anything with my face in it. Some people, it's whatever. And I never pressure anyone. So first of all, anything that anyone has seen me post, always shared with permission. Second of all of my client images are on password protected hard drives. I'm the only one that knows the password. That's so important to me. And then lastly, when I deliver the photos in an online gallery, that is also password protected as well.
Good job. How
So
about
everything's locked up.
if someone wants to get them printed? I'm assuming you're not printing these at your local Walmart 1 hour photo.
Exactly. Exactly. Which is why I offer all those printing services through a professional lab.
Gotcha. Who
Yeah.
knows
Yeah.
how to handle and treat these kinds
Exactly.
of photos with the privacy
Exactly.
it needs.
Exactly.
That's really reassuring to know.
Mhm. Mhm.
Now, you speak a lot about, self-confidence and being a
Mhm.
strong woman. Can you talk more on that and how you being a boudoir photographer yourself has taught you a lot about self-confidence yourself?
Oh my gosh. Yes. Being in this position and working with women in such a vulnerable space has reminded me like over and over and over again that like sexiness and confidence has like literally nothing to do with your size. There's women who have walked into my studio and by the world's standards, you would assume their confidence was like through the roof and they're like definitely not there. And then there's women who have walked into my studio that by the world's standards, you would think like, she's not going to be confident.
Uh-huh.
And she is rocking it.
Uh-huh.
Like it has like reiterated to me over and over and over again that it's a daily choice. And honestly, like the things that we tell ourselves, like we start to believe. And
Right?
so
The
it's
chatter
so
in our brain,
powerful.
right? The
Yes,
stories we tell ourselves
yes.
over and over. Yeah.
Yes. And so it's so important that we like take every thought captive and realize like, is that true? Is that good? You know, especially the things that we're saying about our bodies. And I had a therapist as a client and she worked with a lot of women on body image, body dysmorphia, like eating disorders and stuff. And she was doing a session for herself. And I was like, what was this like for you? Like, what kind of things do you do to, promote a positive body image? And she was like, Lindsey, I have a picture of little Sarah, and she's like up on my mirror.
Uh-huh.
And when I look at myself in the mirror, I don't want to say anything to myself, whether it's in my head or out loud, that I wouldn't say to little Sarah.
Uh-huh.
That's a powerful reminder, how we speak to ourselves really, really matters. And the other thing that I've really learned as a boudoir photographer and as a mom, and I work with a lot of moms, is the body image that we're developing is being passed on to our daughters. And the things that we say about ourselves, which you might you might not notice the way that you're acting, but those little things add up. And she is building her body image around the way that you talk about yourself. And I had a mom that struggled a lot with body image. And so I know it's true because I picked up some of those bad habits. And so it's just a powerful reminder that when you invest in something like this, like you're not just improving your body image, you're also like helping your daughters, which is so impactful.
That's really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, why does boudoir photography, with all of the good and the virtue and all the goodness that you're talking about, why does it still have such a stigma?
Yeah, it definitely still does. And I think I struggled a lot when I first started, like really stepping into like owning that, like I'm a boudoir photographer and the work that I do as a boudoir photographer can still be held equally with like I'm a believer. And I struggled with that a lot at first and wrestled with it a lot. I was like, Lord, I'm really passionate about helping women. Like help me to do this in a way that really honors you. And I understand why it's so misunderstood. And with like anything, it can be used for good or it can be used for bad, you know? And I think a lot of times on the surface, we think photos of women in their underwear, porn.
Yeah.
That's just like what we think, you know? And on the surface, if you just leave it there, you're missing all that's going on underneath the surface. You know, with porn, it's like objectifying women for the male gaze. On the other hand, we've got boudoir that is about empowering women. It is all about making her feel good. She's not being used. She is willingly there. Like this is all about building her up, not putting her down. And so on the surface, it can seem vain, but I'm telling you, like people cry in my studio all the time. Like it's always for me been about way more than like boobs and butts, you know what I mean? Like it's a really beautiful thing, just like an intimacy in your marriage when you see each other for who each other really are. You know, it's like when you come to face with, you know, who you are and you're able to accept that, like it allows you to show up differently in your marriage as well.
That's good. Any other contrast between porn and boudoir that are misunderstood?
I think a lot of times people think boudoir is solely just for him, just like, you know, how obviously porn has that reputation as well. They think like, oh, people just do it for their spouse. And sometimes people come into it with that mindset a little bit because they're like, oh, he'll enjoy it, but I doubt I'll like it. You know, I don't like the photos, but I'll just, you know, do it for him or whatever. But it's funny
and then they get the photos and now it's like,
and they're like, damn, like, you know, then it's like, wow, they realize what a gift it is to them.
Right.
As
They
well.
probably look at the photos themselves more than their husband does.
100%, 100%, because they need that daily reminder, you know?
Oh, wow. Or they like that. Oh, that's
yes.
I am the turn on. Yes.
Yes, that's right. And like just knowing that like it's not some Photoshop version of you, it's not some fake version of you with a bunch of filters, like it's you. And that is what's truly powerful about that, you know?
That's great.
Yeah.
And in contrast, porn is about using, it's about indulging, it's about shallowness. And I think what you're talking about here is it's about depth, it's about soul.
Yes.
And it's about
absolutely
the whole person. It's seen them as
You've
a
nailed
three-dimensional, like,
absolutely.
right? As a full person.
Yes. With value that is like not wrapped up in their weight. Like their worth is not in their body.
Yeah.
In porn, it definitely is all about all of that. But in boudoir, it's like, no, it's not about that, you know?
Great. Good.
Yeah.
So there might be some husbands listening to this episode who are like,
Yeah.
I really want my wife to do this. I think it'd be great, but she may not be on board with the idea. What advice do you have for husbands in that situation?
That is an awesome question. I love that you asked that, Dan, because she has to want it, like 100%.
Yes.
And like, that is so important. And I know their heart is right because they're thinking, oh my gosh, this is exactly what my wife needs. And I know it's what she needs too. So you're right. But you know, it's like, she has to want that. And like pushing her into something like that doesn't start it off right at all. I think, hey, like suggesting it, saying, hey, listen to this episode. Like, let's talk about it. Like, I'm totally curious what you thought of it. You know, like those are all open-ended invitations, but it's always, she's got to be excited about it. And so just gentle.
Yeah.
Just gentle.
That's good.
Yeah.
Any other tips for like just the thought of maybe you're just fine being naked and with your spouse, but the thought
Yeah.
of having another person in the room photographing you near naked or completely naked, like
Yeah.
if that feels kind of like not quite right, how do you coach people through that, or how do you work through that?
Ooh, that's a good question. I would say the biggest part there is like if you're wanting to do a session is that you just connect with the photographer because that is a big part of it. If you can't get on a phone call with them and feel comfortable, then you're definitely not going to feel comfortable with less clothing on. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Mhm.
And so that is a huge part of it. I think one thing that I would challenge people to do if you're just kind of like wanting to get more comfortable with seeing your body or just being naked more, and it's a form of like exposure therapy. And so every day when you get dressed, just like walk by a mirror and just expose yourself to seeing what your body is like. And you're not judging it. You're not, it's just there. You're just noticing it. And that's so important that you practice noticing it and not judging it because that's what builds that self acceptance.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, yeah.
Another metaphor I heard before is let's pretend you don't like tomatoes, but you want to learn to like tolerate them better. Like if you're at a
Yeah, yeah.
restaurant, they're in your salad. And so like,
Yeah, yeah,
well,
yeah.
you can like take it by degrees. Like, can I touch the tomato? Right?
Yes,
Can I
yes,
lick a
yes,
tomato? Can I like
yes, yes.
nibble on a little part of it? And
Yeah, yeah.
eventually you might be, actually, they're not that bad. And then you have
True.
like a real tomato, like homegrown from a garden that doesn't taste like a store-bought one. Like
Yes,
actually has
yes,
real
the
flavor.
good stuff.
You're like,
Yeah,
oh, I've been missing out the whole time. Like
yes.
the kind of tomato I've been having was wrong the whole time, right?
That's right. That's right.
Or
Maybe I was just eating the wrong kind of tomatoes.
we could do that with our body, right? It's like, okay, I maybe I can't completely undress today, but I'm
Yeah.
gonna undress this much. And I'm
Mhm.
just gonna sit and I'm gonna feel uncomfortable. But just because
Yeah.
I'm uncomfortable or nervous doesn't mean it's wrong.
Yes, and it doesn't have to be for like long. And it's
Right.
like sometimes it's not necessarily saying, "Oh, I'm looking in the mirror and loving everything." It's that I'm sitting around long enough past a little bit of that discomfort to
Mhm.
still like show up and be like, "It's okay. Like, it's okay. This is me, and I'm not trying to be perfect." You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
really good. Okay. So you do the mirror thing. You look in the mirror enough times, like, okay, I can handle this. You
Yeah.
make the phone call with your photographer. You like make an appointment. You're like, okay, I can connect with them, but you're still nervous.
Mhm.
What can you do day of or whatever to help calm your nerves?
That's a great question. And like, I am totally honest with my clients and I tell them like, you're probably going to feel nervous. And I want you to anticipate a little bit of that so that you're not like, oh no, something's wrong with me. I shouldn't feel nervous. I'm not ready.
Uh-huh.
It's okay. You're probably never going to feel ready because it's new, you know?
Right.
But one thing that I tell my clients is to focus on what you can control. You're going to be tempted to be like, there's a zit on my face the day before my session. Oh,
Right.
or something went wrong. Whatever it is, I want you to not focus on those things. You cannot control those things. What you can control is your mindset. And I tell my clients, like, if it's helpful to you, try anchoring yourself in a mantra, a motto, whatever you want to call it. It's something that you can play on repeat in your head when those negative thoughts start to creep in, where it's like, I am worthy, I'm beautiful, whether it's I'm made in God's image, whatever it may be, that is going to anchor you and just remind you of why you're doing this and why you can do it now. And you don't need to like, freak out and feel like you're not ready or not worthy.
Love that. That's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Good.
Mhm.
Find that anchor. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's really
Yeah.
good. Speaking of
Yeah.
anchors away.
Ooh, that was good.
We're doing a cruise. Get your marriage on cruise, and this is a special 6-night, 7-day cruise in Western Caribbean.
Mhm.
And Lindsey, I've invited you to come along, you and your husband,
Mhm.
as our Boudoir photographer on the trip. So
Mhm.
those that register, it's optional. You don't have to, right? We want you to
Mhm.
want to. You can either
Yeah.
do a session just for her or make it a couples session where it's him and
Mhm.
her. And this is included in the whole retreat experience. In this particular
Mhm.
retreat experience, we're doing a deep dive on intimacy in your marriage and how deeper intimacy yields to deeper sexual meaning and
Mhm.
the goodness that can come from it. Anyway, Well, can you talk just a little bit about what this cruise would mean, how you're preparing for it, how you're going to prepare clients that sign up,
Mm.
how that plays out?
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, I'm so excited. Have I told you that this is my first time going on a cruise?
Woohoo!
And what better than to go on a sexy cruise?
Yeah.
It's going to be great.
No, you won't be able to top it, but yeah.
Yeah, that's true. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
You're spoiled.
But
No.
I only go on sexy cruises
Uh-huh.
now. That's my standard now. But anyways, I'm super excited about it. And like you said, you have the option if you're one of the couples going on the trip to do either an individual or a couple session. So I'm calling this like a mini boudoir experience. So you're gonna get a little taste of what this is like, what it's like to step a little out of your comfort zone and just embrace you in your own skin.
Uh-huh.
And so that's what it is. It's a 45-minute session, completely guided by me. I always guide my clients and show them exactly what to do. Super comfortable, really relax. And whether it's a session of just her or a couple session, it's really just about helping you connect and feel good, you know?
Mhm.
And so I'm really excited to bring that to the cruise. You will get 10 images with the option to add more if you want, but it's included. So if you're at all curious, like it is a tiny step out of your comfort zone into something really fun.
Great. And it just ties in
Yeah.
with the theme of everything about how our bodies are the source of a
Mhm.
lot of goodness. And it's not just,
Yes.
the flesh. It's our
Mhm.
our soul and what we bring.
Yeah.
And that we hope to capture that as a memento, as an aspect
Absolutely.
of what the whole cruise experience would be for couples that come.
Absolutely. And I was thinking about how you're talking about how you've said, like, oh, there's going to be homework and we can be learning all this stuff. It's like when you think about how connected you feel to your spouse, like when you're on vacation and how good like vacation sex
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
Now imagine like having like that atmosphere, that connection already. And then like you get some photos out. Like, guys, it's going to be good.
Yeah,
It's going
absolutely.
to be good. Yeah. You know?
Good. Great.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's good. And you'll meet with our clients before you sail,
Oh, yes.
right?
Yes. Thank you for reminding me. So beforehand, we'll do a consultation beforehand, talk through anything that you're worried about, what to expect, outfits, all that good stuff, just like I would with any of my other clients. So that's a big part of building that trust. So yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Great. So as we conclude, I want to hear, and I'm putting you on the spot here, but what's your black belt sex tip? Like, let's say you've mastered the fundamentals and the
Mhm.
boudoir photo sessions, you're feeling more
Yeah.
confident, and you're now ready
Yeah.
to take sex and intimacy in your marriage to the next level. What advice would you give to our listeners?
I would say, and this may sound like I'm going back to the basics, but hang with me. I think like creating space within your marriage where you consistently are communicating about sex is the thing that took it to the next level for me and my husband.
Uh-huh.
And it started with, we had a book of questions that, because sometimes you don't know what to ask,
Right.
but you like want to like have some prompts or something that like gets you to a fun conversation.
Mhm.
And we would ask each other questions every morning. Husband and I drink coffee every morning together. It's one of our little marriage rituals and highly recommend that as well.
Yeah.
If you don't have something like that in your marriage, I think that's so helpful. But just creating that space where you're talking about sex frequently, not just when something's wrong, but it's just allows you to bring things up and I feel like explore and just have more fun together.
That's good. Is
Yeah.
there a particular question that you remember from those days?
One of
Stands
the
out to you?
questions was like asking like, what is like something that you do or I do that always turns you on and like it's like stuff like that. And you start to just like but then it would also have deeper stuff about like fantasies or I don't know. It was basically be having you recall sexual experiences together, and that's very intimate and that can be very spicy, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
And if you've never written, this is a good one too, Dan. If you've never like written out a story of one of your favorite sexual experiences with your spouse and, read it to them or left it somewhere for them to find, that is spicy.
That's good.
Yeah.
I love it. Great.
Yeah.
Where can people go to learn more about you?
Yeah. So my website is belovedbylindsey.com. You can follow me on all the socials, Beloved by Lindsey as well. I frequently post on Instagram, and if your feed could use some positivity and some just good energy and like positive body image content, you will absolutely love following me on
That's really
Instagram.
good. Great.
Yeah.
Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
Yeah. Thank you.
I love Lindsey's positivity and just the idea of self-acceptance and how much that matters to build a great intimate relationship. I hope you've got plenty of vitamin A meaning acceptance, by listening to this podcast episode too. Now, the holidays are coming up. One idea is you can download the Just Between Us app. This is an app I built years ago for couples. It's completely safe and encrypted, and it's a way you can share photos and videos and other very intimate things, and only your spouse is able to see them. And we have a drafts feature where you can take photos in advance, but they don't send right away. They're kind of in a holding area until you intentionally send them. So one idea is you can use the app and take some photos of yourself, and over time, like release one a week or on special occasions. And that's like a fun idea you could do even in your own marriage. I hope you consider joining us for our cruise. We also have our upcoming virtual getaway in February. This is over Valentine's Day weekend, where you get to meet me and my team, and we get to do a deep dive on everything with intimacy in your relationship. And I teach you a very specific process to make your lovemaking a little more connecting, a little more meaningful, a little bit deeper. So that's what we're going to discuss at that virtual getaway. You'll find all these details on our website at getyourmarriageon.com/events. And now, go get your marriage on.